My sister tried to force me to babysit during our family vacation again. So I got my own room. She called me a traitor. Then the truth slipped out that changed everything. I, 28M, should have seen this coming. Every single family vacation for the past 4 years has been the same nightmare, and I keep telling myself it'll be different this time. It never is. The text came in at 11 p.m. 3 weeks before our annual beach trip. My sister wanted to know if I could share a room with her and her 2 kids again to save money. The same sister who disappears the moment we arrive, leaving me to watch her 7- and 9-year-old while she hits the bars with our cousins. The same sister who acts like I owe her free childcare because I'm single and apparently have nothing better to do than chase after her kids on my vacation. Not this year. I told her I already booked my own room. The silence that followed was deafening. Then came the barrage of texts calling me selfish, saying family helps family, asking what happened to the brother she used to know. I turned my phone off and went to bed. The drive to the beach house was tense. Mom kept shooting me disappointed looks in the rearview mirror while my sister sat in the passenger seat, radiating hostility. Her kids were bouncing off the walls in the back seat, already asking when Uncle would take them to the arcade. I pretended to be asleep. When we arrived at the rental property, I grabbed my bag and headed straight for the small studio I'd booked 3 blocks away. My sister called after me, her voice dripping with sarcasm, asking if I was really going to abandon the family like this. I told her I'd see everyone at dinner and kept walking. The first day was blissful. I woke up when I wanted, had coffee in peace, and actually read a book on the beach without small hands grabbing at my stuff or voices whining about being bored. Around noon, my phone started buzzing. My sister needed me to watch the kids while she went shopping. Then she needed me to take them to lunch because she had a headache. Then she needed me to pick up groceries because her car wouldn't start. I ignored every message. That evening at the family barbecue, the tension was thick enough to cut. My sister barely looked at me, but I could feel her anger radiating across the patio. Our cousins kept asking why I wasn't staying at the main house, and I gave vague answers about wanting some alone time. The kids kept asking when I was coming back to stay with them, and my sister's jaw got tighter with each question. After dinner, she cornered me by the grill while everyone else was inside. She told me I was being a selfish bastard, that she couldn't believe I was abandoning her when she needed help. I reminded her that this was supposed to be my vacation too, not an unpaid babysitting gig. She laughed bitterly and said that's what family does, they help each other out. I asked her when was the last time she helped me out with anything. The question seemed to catch her off guard. The next morning, I was having breakfast at a beachside cafe when my phone exploded with notifications. Apparently, my sister had gone out the night before and didn't get back until 4 a.m., leaving the kids alone in the rental house. My mom had found them crying in their room when she went to check on everyone for breakfast. The kids had been too scared to leave their room or call anyone. My sister was nowhere to be found when the family meeting was called. I showed up to find my parents, aunts, uncles, and cousins all looking grim. Mom explained what happened, and the room erupted in angry voices. Everyone was asking where she was, how she could leave 2 young kids alone, what she was thinking. I felt a sick satisfaction watching the family finally see what I'd been dealing with for years. My sister showed up around noon, sunglasses on, clearly hungover. She tried to play it off like it wasn't a big deal, saying the kids were fine and she was only gone for a few hours. When my uncle pointed out that a few hours turned into the entire night, she got defensive and started yelling about how everyone was ganging up on her. Then she turned on me. She said this was all my fault, that if I had been there like I was supposed to be, none of this would have happened. She called me a traitor to the family, said I was selfish and heartless for abandoning her children when they needed their uncle. The room went quiet. I felt something snap inside me. I told her that her children weren't my responsibility. I told her that I was tired of being her free babysitter every vacation while she went out and partied. I told her that maybe if she actually acted like a mother instead of a college kid, her children wouldn't need their uncle to raise them. She screamed that I didn't understand what it was like being a single mother, that I had no idea how hard it was. I was about to respond when my mom spoke up. Mom said she was tired of watching this happen every year. She said she was tired of seeing me get taken advantage of and tired of watching my sister shirk her responsibilities. Then she said something that made my blood run cold. She told my sister that if she couldn't handle being a mother, maybe it was time to consider other arrangements. My sister's face went white. She started backpedaling immediately, saying she was a good mother, that last night was just a mistake, that she'd been under a lot of stress. But Mom wasn't having it. She said this wasn't about one night. This was about a pattern of behavior that had been going on for years. That's when my sister broke down and the truth came spilling out. She admitted that she'd been struggling with drinking for the past 2 years. She said she felt trapped and overwhelmed, that she used our family vacations as an excuse to escape and party like she used to before kids. She said she knew it wasn't fair to me, but she didn't know what else to do. She was drowning, and these trips were the only time she felt like herself again. The room was dead silent. I felt my anger deflating, replaced by something more complicated. Part of me felt vindicated. I'd been right about everything. But part of me felt sick. These were her kids we were talking about. My niece and nephew. My sister looked at me through her tears and said she was sorry. She said she knew she'd been using me, but she didn't know how to ask for real help. She said she was scared that if she admitted she was struggling, everyone would think she was a bad mother. I told her that using me as free childcare while she went out drinking didn't make her a good mother either. The conversation that followed was brutal but necessary. My parents laid down ultimatums. Either she got help for her drinking and started taking responsibility for her children, or they would pursue custody. My aunts and uncles offered support, but made it clear that the free pass was over. Everyone agreed that the kids' safety came first. My sister agreed to enter a program when we got home. She agreed to stop drinking and to stop using family events as excuses to party. She also agreed that I didn't owe her free babysitting, and that if she needed help with the kids, she would ask properly and accept no as an answer. Update 1. The rest of the vacation was awkward but peaceful. My sister actually spent time with her kids instead of disappearing. I helped out when asked, properly asked, and actually enjoyed playing with my niece and nephew when it wasn't forced on me. The kids seemed happier too, probably because their mom was actually present. On the last night, my sister came to my studio. She apologized again, more sincerely this time. She admitted that she'd been angry at me for setting boundaries because it forced her to confront her own problems. She said she'd been telling herself that I was just being a good uncle, when really she was being a bad mother. I told her that I loved her and the kids, but that love didn't mean I had to enable her behavior. I said I hoped she would get the help she needed, and that I would support her recovery, but not by being her unpaid babysitter. She nodded and said she understood. Then she asked if I would consider being more involved with the kids once she got her life together, not as a babysitter, but as their uncle. I told her I'd like that. Update 2. It's been 6 months since that vacation. My sister did enter a treatment program, and she's been sober for 4 months now. She's in therapy and parenting classes, and she's actually become a much better mother. The kids are thriving. She's also started dating someone new, a guy who actually likes kids and doesn't mind that she's a package deal. It's early, but he seems decent, and more importantly, my sister isn't trying to escape her responsibilities anymore. Our family dynamic has completely changed. My sister asks for help when she needs it, and I give it when I can. But it's a choice now, not an expectation. The kids still love their uncle, but they're not looking to me to fill the gaps their mother left. The best part? We're planning another family vacation for this summer. And for the first time in years, I'm actually looking forward to it. My sister has her own room booked, and she's already planning activities to do with her kids. I have my own room too, but this time it's because I want some space to relax, not because I'm trying to escape being used. Sometimes the best revenge isn't getting back at someone. It's forcing them to face the truth about themselves. My sister called me a traitor for refusing to enable her anymore. Turns out, being a traitor to her dysfunction was exactly what our family needed. The kids are happy, my sister is getting better, and I finally get to be an uncle instead of a substitute parent. Everyone wins when you stop letting people take advantage of your kindness. And next vacation, I'm bringing my book to the beach, and I'm actually going to get to read it.